We are so excited to welcome the one and only Kate del Castillo.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Buenas noches a todos. Buenas noches.
So, Kate, you were recently one of very few...
Let me say something before.
Okay, please.
I feel so honored to be here among everybody, but Villarraigosa Antonio, he's been a friend of mine, of my family for so long. You are our next governor. Yes, you are. I love you so much. Y también Jennifer. Oh my God, I don't want to cross her path, ever. Ever. Not even La Reina del Sur. Yeah, that woman, oh my God.
It's been a good night.
Yes.
We're gonna make it even better.
Good.
You were recently one of very few Latinos inducted into the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. A big deal.
Yes, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about, what it was like to get that call, what this means to you?
Means the world. Can you imagine? I am from Mexico City. Yes, my dad is a huge actor from Mexico too, but it's like a dream to go to Hollywood, to be in the Academy. That's like, so for me, it's not only an honor, but it's a huge responsibility, because it means a lot, because I'm an actress and I know what it takes to get the role, to get there, to get this amazing character and just feel free to do your craft, So I'm very honored. I don't even know what to say, but I just received, and I posted it, my diploma, Kate del Castillo, la academia. Yes. My father doesn't even, he's like, ay, muy bien, mijita. But he doesn't, he's like, he doesn't understand what it means. I mean, he does, but he's just like, muy bien, mijita.
That's the Mexican dad for you sometimes.
Yes, right, yeah.
So before you came to Hollywood 2 decades ago, you already had a very established career in Mexico. What was that transition like for you? What did you go through to sort of land where you are now?
Well, it was not easy, let me tell you. I was not running, but in a way from Mexico. I have just divorced from a very violent marriage. So that pushed me to go somewhere else. I always had my mind here in the United States, in Los Angeles, because we're close and this and that. So I was like, this is the time for me to leave. I don't know. I just feel that like that was a push for me to come here and start it all over again. So most of the time you leave everything, cuando no tienes nada que perder. I had everything to lose in that moment. And I started from scratch, and I cannot be more happy because I learned so much. In Mexico, I didn't get the roles that I was looking for. I didn't get the jobs that I was looking for. I will always be a telenovela star, and I'm not saying that's bad at all. I learned so much, and I'm so grateful por las telenovelas. But I wanted to do something more, because las telenovelas, they're amazing, but if you're the leading of la telenovela, it's only the guy that changes that you kiss. But it's the whole same thing. So sometimes it gets boring a little bit, I didn't get to be la villana, like así, la Diana Salazar. I never got to do that. So for me, it was getting a little bit boring. And I always wanted to come here. And starting from scratch, it was amazing because I would go to a casting, to an audition, and nobody knew who I am. So it was only me and my performance. And I got a lot of roles that I would have never have gotten in Mexico. So I'm very grateful for this country and very grateful to be a citizen of this country now after 23 years.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes.
We've seen a shift. This is sort of a side, but I think it's interesting. We've seen a shift in the music industry where Latin artists don't have to necessarily cross over into English anymore, right? Bad Bunny being probably the biggest example of that. Do you see any sort of shift in Hollywood where there's more appreciation for Spanish language programming or TV or movies, whereas before it was just,
Ingrid, I'm going to tell you something. I came here, I already said, 23 years ago. I spent all my money, that I saved when I came here on a dialect coach, because nobody will listen to my accent. And my accent was exactly the same that you hear right now. It's like, o sea, no se ha quedado mejor, no es peor, no es exactamente lo mismo. And they wouldn't listen because they American people didn't want to listen to my accent. So I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Especially TV. Movies was another thing, and I got a couple of great movies and this and that, but television was very hard. And after 23 years, I can see a little change in the right direction, of course. It's more diversity here and there. They read subtitles. Then the Squid Game, so or Mexican stuff, or in Spanish, and but before they didn't. I just think that Hispanics in the cinematic industry, in la industria cinematográfica, we're still invisible. It's so depressing in that sense. I'm still getting, that's why I formed my own company, my Cholo-wood Productions, because I wasn't getting the roles that I want, because I'm always getting la prostituta, la sirvienta. It's not that we don't want to do those things. I mean, of course. I mean, it's a job, but we can be so many other things, and that's why I started producing. But I think yes, it's. To answer your question, yes, it has changed, but very slow, and we need more, much more.
Yeah, and
Well,
the data backs up what you're saying, right? The rates of Latinos as leads in film or TV, as directors, as writers, they're abysmal.
Yeah.
Can you talk about your production company and sort of how that plays into this issue?
Yes, we call it the name is Cholo-wood Production, because my two producer partners, they are from East LA, and they grew up there. Yeah. And sometimes cholas, they have like a negative connotation, and we don't think that like that. We think they are amazing women that have fought among men, and they're resilient and they're amazing. So that's why we call it Cholo-wood. And if you see, I don't have it here, but if you see the logo, it's like Hollywood, but with a C in it. So we just hear like here, we're here in LA, and that's why we call it like that, because we don't want to do just Latino shows. I don't watch necessarily Latino shows. We just want to make mainstream shows, amazing shows that will happen to have Latinas and Latinos in front of the camera, behind the camera, and wherever. But if the director we're choosing is an American guy and a white guy, that's perfect, because it's going to be the right person for the show. I mean, we just don't want to label ourselves like only Latinas, because there's so many things we want to talk about.
Right. And I mean, other than starting your own production company, what other things do you think need to change or happen in the industry to be more inclusive of Latinos?
Oh my God! I wish I knew.
You would have done it.
But I would have done it already. But having the key people in the right places, la gente que hace la narrativa. We have to change the narrative, and most of the time the narrative is with white males, most of the time, and we want to change that. So as long as we have the key people like Antonio now as a governor, he was a mayor, he was amazing because he was fighting, and Karen Bass now, or Kamala right now, women, but also women that are sensitive, women that know what's going on, and they're sensitive to everybody, not only for women, not only for Latinos, not only for, we're so much people, we just need a little bit of love. I am so tired. I'm Mexican, okay? I came here because in Mexico also it's a lot, what it is in Mexico. And now it's like, I have to put the alarm, set up the alarm in my house because I'm afraid, because there's so many robberies and so many breaking-ins in houses. And I'm like, fuck, Mexico is now better. How come? In Mexico we're gonna have the first Mexican president. Woohoo! I don't know if it's gonna be woohoo. We'll see later. But how come the United States, it's even talking about being again there?
Yeah.
I'm just so, It's incredible, but you know, I think we just need a little bit of love and less of hatred that is going out there. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So you have your tequila brand, your production company.
Yes, I didn't bring it. I'm sorry, you
You should
guys.
have brought it so we could have a shot before we came on.
Yeah.
That would have helped my nerves a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
But what do you see your career going next? I mean, you do so many things. Do you want to focus on one? Do you love being in different pockets of things?
You know, I'm about to. I wrote a book a long time ago, probably 20 years ago, about my experience with my first marriage, and it's called Tuya. And now, after 23 or some years, I'm going to direct it. So I'm working on that. I'm very excited. I'm not going to act it because I'm too old to be myself when I was that young. But I'm excited to direct, and this is it's about domestic violence, of course, but when in a time that Me Too didn't exist. So we were still very ashamed, and you know, there were so many things going on. We felt so alone, and so I'm going to be directing that hopefully next year. And I'm starting on the cleaning lady again. I'm going to be, you know, the bad girl in the cleaning lady, and I'm doing a movie. I'm leaving on Wednesday to Madrid. So thank God I'm very busy. Thank God. Yes.
Yes. Sounds a little exhausting, but amazing.
Yes, and we're waiting to see if we're going to do La Reina del Sur 4. I'm just waiting for here. Where's the Telemundo people? Where are they? Show up.
I'm sure it would be a hit, like it always is.
I know, right? Well, you know that Netflix said is the number 7 globally most seen show.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. It's the only one in Spanish. I just think that's amazing, and it's great for all of us Latinos.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just really quick, you're up, speaking of the cleaning lady, you're up for an Imagine Award for supporting actress on Sunday. Good luck.
Yes, this Sunday.
What do you think about that, and what are you hoping for?
I'm hoping to have a great time. You know, I never expect anything. I'm just honored to be nominated, especially for the cleaning lady. You know, it's an American show. It's in English. It's not my first language, which I think is amazing, and it's doing great. So I just want to see friends there. I just want to have a good time and not be, you know, nervous or expecting anything. I never expect anything, and that's good.
Yeah. Well, if you need someone to hang out with, I'll happily go with you.
Come with
and
me.
We could talk forever, but this is all the time we have. It's been such an honor. Kate, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, everybody.